If you're hiding Amazon boxes from your significant other, before you try to start skipping the daily latte, here are 5 things you need to know. Before we get to that, though, if we haven't met, I am Aimee Cerka, your go to money confidence coach for making money simple. With straight to the point strategies in every single video, you're going to get one action step to implement so that you can make more money in less time. Now, if you're like me and you're just like, let's get to the point, drop me a line below and I'll send you the guide that I give my clients to help them step by step to have guilt-free impulse spending. Now, you ready for those 5 steps? The first thing that we need to know, if you're thinking about skipping that daily latte, right? Because you know that like we're impulse spending and you feel like you have to do better with that, like get that curved in to be able to get ahead of financially, especially with inflation showing up right now. The going cold turkey, cutting your daily latte doesn't work. And here's why. We are creatures of habit and we like to have fun. So if we go cold turkey, we often, okay, you've probably heard of yo-yo dieting, right? Where we end up that we go on a diet, you're doing great, you're eating good, you're losing all the weight, you're feeling fantastic, right? But the whole time you're on the diet, you're thinking about that whatever chocolate cake, chocolate chip cookie, chocolates, something, whatever it is, maybe it's not chocolate, whatever that thing is, the whole time you're on the diet. And then after the diet, what happens? Like you get the treat because you've earned it, right? But it ends up that you've gained all the weight back that you lost and then a little bit more. And they call that yo-yo dieting. When you go hardcore, cut everything off, no more daily latte, you do the same thing with your finances. I call it yo-yo financing because these hardcore, intense strategies, let's do no spend months, I'm going to cut everything out, all those things, they don't work long term because you might make a little bit of progress now, but you end up that you snap back and then end up in a worse position because you weren't creating sustainable habits. And that's what you can do. So in order to be able to create the sustainable habit, you need to know the second thing. Why do we impulse spend? What are our triggers? Now, the clients I work with inside Money Mastery Academy, this is one of the things that we work through is identifying, okay, why did we decide to go to Amazon and go buy all those things, right? Or maybe it was the daily latte, maybe it's like your Target run, whatever it might be. There's no shame, there's no guilt, right? But understanding why are we doing the things that we're doing? What emotions, what decisions, what is tied to that need to spend? Is it out of a need of like, we deserve it? Maybe it's out of like stress, emotional stress. Then we go buy something. Maybe there's going to be hundreds of different things, right? But they really boil down to a couple key emotions. That's all listed inside the guide if you want to grab that step-by-step guide, but uncover why you were making those purchases. Because when you uncover why, you can make educated decisions. And number 4 is going to help you. Like there's a key tool I'll share with you on that. But before we get to that, we have to do number 3. And number 3 is understanding that we have to spend. Like you need to have fun with your money. You do need to have fun things, right? This is not about creating lack and scarcity, especially as female entrepreneurs. We can't live in that scarcity mode. I guess you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not a great way to build your business. And I'd argue it's not a great way to live your life. Like we don't want to live in that scarcity mindset, right? So we need to spend. When you spend, and I'll get to in 4 and 5, like healthy ways to actually do this. But when you do spend, you create a positive relationship with money that you need to be able to do the things that you want to show up in your business like you want to. And you need to. And then we also have more fun in our personal life. It creates a positive correlation between doing the work to earn the money and being able to have fun with it. Because if you're doing all the work and not having any fun with your money, you're not going to want to keep doing the work. So it helps keep that spark alive. It helps encourage your kids, your loved ones, whatever it might be, when we do it in smart ways. Okay. Now, the 4th one is one of the practical steps that I give you inside the step-by-step guide, but I got to tell you now, because it's one of my favorite tools. It's called the 24-hour rule. Now, if you're going to make a purchase, and we go through all of this in the guide, but you set a limit, we'll say $100 for the sake of this example. If you're going to buy something that's more than $100, that's when the 24-hour rule kicks in. Now, this isn't like groceries or shoot, even like gasoline has gotten to the point where it's like almost $100 sometimes, which is just tough, right? But if you're going to make a transaction that's not like that planned grocery, one of those intentional things, right? Like maybe it's something fun. If it's more than $100, I don't care if it's on sale or what, you have to wait 24 hours before you buy it. Now, the reason that the 24-hour rule is so powerful, because if it's something that you really want, 24 hours later, you're still going to want it, right? If it's something that you didn't really want and it was just like that emotional need, those like, oh, okay, I need this, that dopamine hit, that is one of my clients calls it, that will fade by 24 hours. And then you'll know like, oh, okay, I really didn't want that thing. And then it's not a big deal, right? The only exception to this, and I get into this in the guide as well, if you set the intention for it's like 4 or 5 years ago, I don't know, it might have been less than that. I wanted an Instant Pot for Christmas, but we knew this was something that I was going to get. So when it went on sale for Black Friday, I went ahead and purchased it when it was on sale because I had already decided before that we were getting it. It wasn't like an impulse purchase. We had already made the decision. That's the only caveat there. Okay. There's your fourth thing, the 24-hour rule. But the fifth thing that really makes this seamless, and like we have marriage savers built in here, all the things. Okay. So we call this a play account, but really your play account is a part of your budget, your money management system is what I call it. When you have this set up, systematized, that it runs for you, that it doesn't have to take a ton of your time, that your finances are managed, they scale as your income does. So as an entrepreneur, I know you've got inconsistent income, right? It's kind of all over the place, entrepreneurship roller coaster, right? But when you use percentage-based budgeting, which is what the system that I use, Budgeting Simplified is my personal system, and Prosperity Simplified is the complementary business budgeting system. It's a little more technical than you need, right? But when you have those two systems set in place, you automatically prioritize the play because it's built into the budget and it's done on autopilot. It's done systematically so that you don't have to continue to remember to do it. You have enough things on your plate. And then, of course, you can always have support as well, my support to help implement the system and then work through some of those triggers. That's like that fifth powerful spot, because when you have those coaching checks in place, we can talk about my unstoppable finances framework another day. But when that's like kind of like the bow that puts it all together, right? You've got the systems in place to help keep you in check, but also to encourage the spending in the right way. You have the things in place that you're not having to do it like mentally taking up brain space. It's out. Like you're not having to waste the brain space remembering it. It's in the system, whether that's on pen and paper or electronic, they both work, but it's not taking up the space and you don't need it. All right. So if you want my step-by-step guide to guilt-free spending, because I know we went through a lot, just drop me a line below and I will make sure to get you that guide absolutely free. I'll drop it to you in your messenger, no email required. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.